Whenever a Formula One team tries to adapt a concept which is already followed by one other team successfully, that shows how dominant that concept is. The Red Bull RB18 undoubtedly represented the best interpretation of the 2022 F1 technical regulations, but also the one which was least affected by the rules changes, the Technical Directive Number 39, implemented from the Belgian Grand Prix during the season. That was the reason for many teams to move towards the Red Bull aerodynamic concept. Evolution in Formula One is the process by which car concepts adapt over time in response to their changing environment and technical regulations. And according to the news we have at our disposal, it seems though Red Bull is making certain changes to its RB18 concept for the RB19 essentially. As the 2023 F1 season start is getting ever so close, more details about the 2023 F1 cars are becoming available to us. And now, it is details about the RB19 we have to discuss. The RB18 was without a doubt the most accurate representation of the Formula One technical specifications for the 2022 season. But it was also the one that was least impacted by the rule amendments that occurred throughout the season, including the implementation of Technical Directive Number 39 from the Belgian GP. The term porpoising, which refers to aerodynamic jolts or aerodynamic bouncing of F1 cars, has made its way back onto Formula One cars. In the current season, as a hangover from the ground effect single-seaters, this specific car, the RB18, displayed a definitive advantage in its ability to regulate the phenomenon. The car was able to control the impacts that caused the jolts or bouncing because of the aerodynamic qualities, specifically the floor configuration for the RB18, together with the geometry and seeming simplicity of the front suspension. Because of this, any bouncing that might have been present on the Ferrari or Mercedes was virtually eliminated. When simplifying the concept of the RB18, there was almost a mechanical duplicate in accordance with the existing technical law of the results acquired through the adoption of active suspensions, which is prohibited. The performance of the Honda RS622H power unit in the RB18 was based on the ideal combination of aerodynamic performance and vehicle dynamics. Both aspects contributed to the overall performance of the car, because the car's starting weight was higher than the 798 kilograms limit. At the beginning of the season, it was necessary to gradually reduce its overall mass to comply with the regulations almost immediately. The team of designers, which was directed by Pierre Wash and oversaw directly by Adrian Newey, had the intuition that one of the aspects that could potentially generate performance was the regulated regulation of the stiffness for the middle area of the bottom. Even though it was of the utmost need to ensure that the lateral peripheral sections of the underfloor were not subjected to any deformation, this prevented the floor from producing an aerodynamic block with the very low ride heights. It did not induce the breakdown of the structure of the airflow under the car, which would have exacerbated the porpoising. Additionally, it did not promote the induction of any porpoising. The team has decided to concentrate their efforts throughout the year 2022 on reducing the amount of weight and continually modernizing the floor. It's worth noting that no less than 16 variations of the floor were created, with none of them clearly differentiated by visible characteristics. The technical office was able to lay the foundations of the RB19 by using the information collected throughout the season. Even in the case of little positive feedback, such as that of the debut of the floor introduced at Silverstone, they did this while maintaining the same priorities that had characterized the development of the RB18. For example, the debut of the floor entered reduced at Silverstone received little positive feedback. The total weight reduction of the car in order to rapidly meet the minimum legal weight is one of the primary focuses of the RB19 project. The cooling system will be partially housed within the chassis in the lower rear area of the car, which will need the chassis to be reshaped. While maintaining a strong family feeling with the previous car, next year's Challenger has followed two guidelines that will characterize its profound renewal. Weight reduction was the basis of the initial objectives of the project, already starting from the ideas, which were never materialized with its actual adoption of the lightened chassis, which had been widely discussed over the course of the summer. The monocoque of the RB19 will be characterized by a reduced weight compared to its predecessor of about 3 kilograms. The floor, driven by the new regulation where the elbow, the section connecting with the venturi channels, is raised by 10 mm and the side profile in front of the rear wheels raised by 15 mm, will also be lighter than the previous one, while maintaining a high degree of stiffness in relation to the shape of the sides, which will prevent deformation in the peripheral portions. The gearbox case and placement of the suspension elements should be characterized by a lower narrowing, increasing the section of the lower venturi channels. In terms of upper aerodynamics, the general layout of the side pods, while maintaining strong points of contact with the 2022 model, will be characterized by a refinement of the cutouts under the side pods, which create a double floor effect. There will be an extension towards the rear of these cutouts at the base of the side pods. In appearance, the RB19 should not surprise in terms of shape, with the RB18 construction solutions and vehicle dynamics remaining similar, but they will make a very profound evolution. The similarities between the 2023 single-seater RB19 and the previous one will be noticeable. Highlighted in the image above is the profile of the channel underneath the side pod, which will be more extreme towards the rear. The side pods will maintain the characteristic shape of the squared inlets with a lower lip that form the front upper edge of the underside of the side pod channel. As on the RB18, see Silverstone Evolution drawing, the floor is the basis of the aerodynamic concept of the RB19. The areas of greatest intervention concerns the central area, following the reduction of flexibility allowed by the new rules, and in the elbow of the diffuser. From rumors, it seems, engineers have managed to keep the weight of this element lower than the latest version in 2022. The meaning of that is, we will see another big upgrade, in terms of the floor, when the RB19 will roll out for the first test next season, as if the one introduced at Silverstone wasn't good enough yet. By the looks of it, we can assume that the RB19 will at least be just as capable as the RB18 to win again in 2023, and after their second Drivers' Championship and first Constructors' Championship win in recent years. The spirits at the Energy Drink Bases team are high, and that is exactly why Helmut Marko continues to have positive feelings about Red Bull Racing's performance in 2022. However, the advisor for the team is aware that in the world of sports, your reputation is only as good as the result of your most recent competition, which is why he is already thinking about the upcoming season. While speaking with Service TV, it will be difficult for the Austrians throughout the following calendar year to at least replicate the performance of the previous season. After all, Red Bull was successful in claiming both the Drivers' World Championship and the Constructors' Championship, which was a fantastic way to round off the racing season. As a result, it appears to have an advantage heading into 2023, when Mercedes and Ferrari will work together to defeat its competitor. Even while Marko is aware that Red Bull will have to put in a lot of effort to win the World Championship the next year, he still believes that Max Verstappen will have a chance to win it. Of course, we want to win in 2023 as well. We are a close-knit group and have a very good young team coming up. That means we are very broad-based. We can recover and fight back, and with Max, we know he always gets the best out of the car. Will he be able to do it? That is a question which can be answered when the cars hit the track at Bahrain on the upcoming season. From the Red Bull side, that looks like Max will at least have one of the best cars on the grid after all. They had the best all-round performer this year, and the aerodynamic upgrades in combination with the weight reduction will certainly provide the Red Bull drivers with another championship-worthy car. They will have to deal with the consequences of the penalty they received, because they did overspend the budget cap in 2021. We will have to wait and see if this will become a problem during the season. But what do you guys think? How much of a chance does Red Bull have on developing a dominant car for the 2023 Formula 1 season? Let us know in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching our video today, and if you enjoy our content, subscribe to the channel and have that notifications bell turned on to be made aware of our future uploads, as we have plenty coming up during this Formula 1 off-season.